Opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open your Yes, indeed. Open your heart right here on VCMG all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're going to connect and answer your questions. You know, you have a question, Spirit's got answers. And as we answer these questions, we're going to be speaking to all of you because one person's question is the answer for many. And I just love when Spirit gives us answers to questions. It gives us the guidance that we need, the insight, the ability to know that everything's going to be okay. Many of us seek guidance in matters that happen. We talk to our friends, we talk to our family. But the best thing that they can do is give us their opinion. Well, you know what they say about opinions, right? But their opinions are based on their actions and their reactions to life and their experience in life. And I don't know if you knew, but no two souls are the same, and no one's path is identical. So although they may give you their well-meaning advice or suggestions, that doesn't mean that it's the right choice for you. It's good to have people as sounding boards and to ask them how they feel about something. But we can't really take what other people suggest as the right way for us. We have to have that quiet moment, that moment where we sit down and we ask ourselves some big questions. What do I want to do? What feels good to me? Why am I asking so many questions about this situation? Surely if it was peaceful and the right feel for me, I wouldn't be asking these many questions. So what isn't feeling right, correct? What's feeling misaligned within the experience? We've come to rely on other people. And other people, they don't always have all the right answers for us because they're not us. They're not you. They don't really know what you're supposed to do. They can just tell you what they observe. I remember the days when I was full of questions. So I can relate to all of you. Because I can remember picking up the phone and asking my spiritual teacher a million questions. I was, well, persistent, we'll say. And whatever had me in a little snit, I would run and I'd ask, what should I do? And why is this happening? And he had many great answers from a spiritual perspective, but he didn't give me all the answers. He didn't give me all the answers because he needed me to come to some conclusions that were of my own free will, even though he knew things that most people couldn't know. He had that ability to look right through a situation and spiritually know exactly what's going to happen. And he would be right. So if you hang out with someone who's always right, why do you want to think for yourself, right? You just want to run and ask a question. And it was in this time in my life where there was a lot of uncertainty. And I didn't really know the right choice for me. Well, maybe I did, but I didn't want to see it. You know, when we're ever in that wobble, we don't know where we belong. We feel like we're on the outside looking in. I said that to someone earlier today, that they felt like they were on the outside looking in. And they weren't feeling as if they were participating in their own life because they were feeling out of sorts. So I guess when I look back, at the time when I knew my teacher in the very beginning, I was kind of in that place. And it's that exact same place that brings many of you to me. When you're in that wobble, that place of disappointment, uncertainty, where you don't really understand what's the next right move and how you can make the choice that's going to have an outcome that's going to bring you happiness and joy. You know, a lot of us make excuses for stories and situations and people. We want to give it a benefit of the doubt. We believe that things can change. But the one thing I've seen from people is that people have to want to make adjustments. And they can make adjustments, but the core of who they are requires a lot of diligent work, a lot of diligent self-awareness to really change. How many people do you know really want to go through all that? Those of us on a spiritual journey, we've had that dark night of the soul where our whole worlds have come crashing down around us. And it's made us reflect and look at what our part in the story may have been. But there are those that they don't want to do all that. And some of you are making excuses for those very same people. So I just love when Spirit comes straight and direct and tells us how it is. I was reading someone this week and I said to her, I said, had you and I spoken a few years ago, Spirit would have guided you, and although you have a soul connection with a particular person, you most likely wouldn't be with that person. Spirit guided me to say that. But now they are with that person, and they have to find their way in the relationship, right? They have to understand what is holding their souls together, and if there's anything they can do to really make this relationship a successful relationship. And then what attracts us to people who are not the right fit for us? How do we navigate that? It's not the easiest thing to do, to extricate ourselves from something that's not working. There's always a complication. And there's always that hope inside that something will change. When we ask questions, we're asking the big question of what's the right choice. And even though we don't want to believe it, we already know the choices that we need to make. It's just for whatever reason we're not ready. And this is what I love about the universe, I love about the spirit world. Kind, compassionate, and patient. The universe knows that we take our time when we're uncomfortable to pull ourselves out of things. But then there comes a moment that your universal powers have to pull you out before it gets worse than you ever imagined. And so something will quickly, boom, come in and kind of rip the dynamic apart and force you to make a choice, or the choice is made for you. Have you ever known someone who complained about their job, and then what happened? They got fired. Poof, gone. Now they don't have a plan B. They're not ready. But had they looked for another job and given thought and consideration as to what could be for them instead of being afraid to make the change, they wouldn't have gotten caught with, as they say, their pants down. They would have been prepared. See, the universe always gives us clues and always does its best so that we can be prepared. So what are you not looking at in your life? What are you not preparing for? There's so many things going on in the world, so many things to prepare for. But the only thing you can really prepare for is your personal journey. You're not responsible for other people's journeys. Unless you're a parent of young children, then you're responsible for those souls. But otherwise, everyone has their own path to walk. And as I said in the beginning, no two souls have the same journey. So how can we pull ourselves together here? What has come apart in your life that we need to completely rip apart and redo? Or we need to just walk away and change altogether? And often when we ask a question, I will hear people say, well, my boyfriend and I, we've been having a lot of problems and we're not really getting along, but do you think I should stay with them? Well, your answer's in your own question. You're having issues, you're having problems, you're not happy. Do you think you should stay with them? Is that what you want for yourself, to continue the story that you're in? But what people are asking is, from Spirit, is a person going to change? Are they going to be different? Are they going to eventually value me and love me for who I am and see the greatness that I bring to the relationship? Or are they going to continue to create a distance between us and not allow me to really be myself? That's a question. And you often have your own answers. Even when you ask if it's my mother or my father or my grandparents, if they're with me. Sometimes we haven't felt the energy, so we're concerned that they're not with us. But a lot of times within your soul, you know they're with you. You know within your heart that your loved ones never leave you. It's just we don't have them here in the physical, and that causes us great sorrow and disturbance. And often we don't understand why people have to leave the earth the way they do. But some of these things are out of our control. When you're feeling a need to change, and you're feeling the need to ask a question, should I change? Be open and willing to hear what Spirit says as to how to change. Because, again, it's not that we don't know the core of the answer. It's just we need to listen to how Spirit would like to guide you as to the best way for it to unfold. Your journey is unique unto you, and Spirit is nudging you, cheerleading you down the path of life so that you can make a choice and not sit kind of in a rut, as they say. You know, there are people who want to make a change and they can't get themselves out of the rut. And they look at life as, well, this is what I know, so I better stick with what I know. But is what you know really making you happy? Or is it creating a misalignment somewhere in your physical body? Is it separating you from friends and family? Are people not a part of this journey with you anymore because they don't like seeing you stuck and not happy? What is the big issue that is keeping you separate from everyone? We have to look and ask these questions of ourselves. And know that in the journey, you're never alone. And that if you take the time to sit and be still, the universe is going to give you an answer. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you a sense, a feeling that you're not alone, that you can move forward. Your questions are a reflection of your desire to change. Your questions are a reflection of the beauty inside of you that is looking to unite with the divine energy and to take you out of the routines that have not been serving you any longer. Your questions give the universe permission to show you other options, other choices than the same thing that you're doing time and time again. Even in the relationships that we attract, the same type of person again and again and again. What is the force that is doing that? What is creating that pattern within you? Ask the question. What makes you make a change? The desire inside. The bravery, the courage. Change requires courage. Change requires us to be truthful with ourselves and to listen to the inner voice inside that gives us all the guidance that we need. And I love being here to answer your questions because Spirit here is the sounding board of your thoughts, your emotions, your difficulties, your uncertainties, and the validation that you are being heard. I know sometimes we wish we had someone to talk to. And the people around us, even though we know their opinion is just reflective of their journey, we just wish someone would listen to us. We wish we could express ourselves, be our own authentic self. Well, that's what this show lets us do. It lets us be our own authentic self and doesn't put limits on the possibilities of what Spirit can offer you. And if you're open, if you have an open heart and you're courageous, and you listen with your heart, well, then you'll hear messages far beyond the answer that seems like a string of sentences that make sense. It'll touch your heart and your soul on a level that you can't anticipate until you're in the conversation. It's that aha moment. It's that light bulb. It's that feeling inside of you. That's like, yes, it's time for change. Yes, I'm open to receive the information, and I feel confident inside that I can take the action that Spirit is giving me. That I can be free to express myself. And that even though you may not have the support of the people around you, that you're being heard and acknowledged. And that by asking the question, the universe is going to give you clues and signs all along the way, all along the journey, to make sure you get to where you want to go and to make sure you don't fall backwards and lose the momentum that we're trying to assist you in building. We are powerful beings. And we want to be aware of what we say and what we think, because our words, our thoughts, they're creating. You're an electromagnetic field, and your thoughts have energy, your words have energy, we know our actions have energy. But if you put it all together, you're creating constantly with an entire universe, and the universe is always mirroring back to you exactly what you put out. So if you're expressing frustration, dissatisfaction, it's going to start to mirror back to you. If you need change, you want change, you need to ask for change. And if the places and parties around you, the people, do not support the change, then you need to dig down deep inside, and you need to find that courage, and you need to choose to change on your own. We don't need cheerleaders to make a change. We don't need to hear from the peanut gallery. We can do it. We, meaning you inside of you, all the moving parts of you, your higher self, the soul self, the intellectual self, the personality self, the ego self, all the compartments that are inside of you that are wired to make you who you are, they need to make the choice. And then you need to be the keeper of you. You're responsible for you. So believe it or not, next week, well, this weekend, we're in September. So we've got 4 months. I know, can you believe it? 4 months to wrap up 2024. So let's dial on back. What did you say you wanted to do in 2024? What did you want to shift in your life? Accomplish? How did you want to feel in 2024? It's not too late. You still have the power, the time to make the shift and change and redirect yourself. Did you say you wanted to make more money, but your job isn't paying you more money? It's time to look. It may not be time to jump ship. We know the world's in a bit of a snit. But there are opportunities out there. Ask the universe for a new opportunity. Was there something you wanted to do for yourself personally? Did you want to build a stronger relationship with your guides and angels? Did you want to do something for yourself physically? What is it that you wanted to do? The universe is here to support you. Your guides and your angels, they have been with you since you came to the earth, nudging you along. And we have just all been a little too self-absorbed and distracted by what they call the 3D physical world, that we haven't really been following the prompting. It's easy to get distracted. There's so much going on. There are days that you have to wonder, am I listening to my intellectual, practical self, or am I really following the flow of what's designed for me? Am I doing what I'm supposed to do and I think I'm supposed to do? And what everyone expects me to do? Or am I following the flow of me, my destiny? When I look back, if I had even told any of my friends that this is where I was going to end up, they would have laughed in my face. I think I would have laughed in my face back then. I had no idea. But there was a flow, there was an ease, there was a prompting, and at times a strong push to put me on this path. And just this innate knowing that I was supposed to do what I was supposed to do, and this was what I was supposed to do. And believe you me, I didn't know what that entailed. So you may have a sense of something you want to do, and you may have a question as to how you get there, or what is it you're supposed to do. But you will know when that feeling comes over you that says, I'm not sure how or exactly why, but this is what I'm supposed to do. We don't need to have all the answers to get where we need to go. And so many people say to me, I'm looking for my purpose. And I will tell you, please stop looking for your purpose. Purpose finds you. Be open. Tell the universe what you feel like you would love to do. Ask questions of someone like myself or of your guides and your angels, and ask for signs. And don't tell your desires to people who wouldn't believe. Who would be like, how are you going to do that? Because that would have been the first thing out of people's mouths if I said, this is what I'm going to do. Everyone would have thought that's impossible. And sometimes it felt a little impossible, but here I am. Here we are, gathering together in the light, asking questions to assist us on the journey so that we could be in the best possible place in our life. You have the power. Ask the questions that will give you the clues to take you where you want to be. And if you already know the answer, then ask the question as to why you're unable to take action. Ask the question that will give you the confidence, the courage to make the change, or the clarity that is necessary so that you feel confident to be where you want to be. Well, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to answer your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're also on Facebook under Sarah Spiritual and YouTube. So pop in the feed. Be sure to ask your questions there as well. We'll be getting to Facebook and YouTube. As we continue the show, we're here with you until 9 p.m. So stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Is different now. People have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canales Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost a love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to
Yes, the world, it's changing. And it's changed quite a bit. But we, if we ask the right questions, can have all the guidance we need to navigate all the changes. And each one of us has a very special place on this planet. Everyone has a reason for being. A reason to be here and make a difference in the world, in whatever way is designed for you. We're welcoming your questions at 866-972-7247 all across the nation. We're talking to you on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to pop in and check the questions in the feed. We'd love to have you join us. And you're listening to us on 95.3 and 95.9 and 106.9 and 103.1 HD3 and 104.3 in Miami. We are all across the nation. And we're broadcasting live out of South Florida. Thanks to iHeartRadio and all the social media platforms, you can listen to us from anywhere. And what I love the most is when you come with an open heart and ask your question, Spirit gives you guidance, and then a week or two later, you give us the good news that something shifted and changed. I love a positive outcome. We get validation that Spirit's guidance was correct. And then the phone rings and it's someone that you referred, someone you told to give a call because you knew that person needed some help. If you're driving in the car right now and you're thinking, what's going on? This is a show where for the past 15 years, I answer questions. And Spirit gives me insight and I share it with everyone. And then together, we all make a shift, a change in our own lives and the energy that we put out into the world. Because if the world ever needed us to put out some good juju, I would say that right about now is the time to really sprinkle your fairy dust, because we need that fairy dust. We need to uplift each other, and we need to be sure as to who we are and why we're here and what our mission and purpose is and how we can navigate the bumps in the road, because we all have those bumps in the road. We're going to go to our phone lines. And my first call, oh my goodness, we are definitely going around the country tonight. My first call is from Detroit. I've got Alberta. Alberta, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I am good. Good to make this connection with you. Alberta, what is your question for us tonight?
My question is about my finances. Will they improve very soon? Because I'm just in a
mess.
What would I say? Pickle.
It's a pickle.
I mean, I am just at an absolute halt. Nothing. And I just no support from family. Well, they have given a little support, but it's like, whew, I feel like I'm just stuck.
For this minute, yes, you are, but this is a year of expansion and growth and greatness. And things actually start to shift for you, pick up energetically, move in the direction of opening up a glimmer of hope, a ray of sunshine after your birthday. So we have to kind of get you between here and there without you having a complete meltdown. And we are looking at ways to make money as well. Alberta, is that also true?
Yes.
And is there a thought and idea of something that you want to do at home that you can do to generate more revenue for yourself?
I have made those steps. I have created an LLC. I have everything, but I just don't have the funding. I found the building and everything. I just don't have the finances to do what I need to do.
What is the LLC for? What is the company for?
It is. I have two. I have like a thrift store, and there's a convenience store that I'm wanting to open.
Okay. Are there items that are as if they are thrift store items that you can sell online or in another way without having to take on that overhead at this time? Is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's possible, yes.
Okay. I hear what you're saying, and I hear the goal. However, in this moment, as my guides are saying, we barely have 2 nickels to rub together. So we have to do with what we have for now, and we have to set the intention that within the next 6 to 8 months, we have a physical structure for the thrift store, the convenience store, whatever it is you want to have. But for this minute, we have to think, what can I do with what I have to accomplish what I need to accomplish to generate revenue? I also am looking at, and Spirit is making me aware of, some type of work, remote work that you might be able to do from home. Have you looked into that?
I did that, Sarah, for 27 years, and that came to a screeching halt on November the 30th.
Of last year.
I'm waiting for, I'm waiting to hear that it was just a devastation.
Right.
So I kind of don't want to go back into that arena again because of, I guess my tolerance, my age and the tolerance. I just would rather not go back into that arena again.
I understand. But there is a happy medium there. And I want you to remember, we don't need to go back into that exact hostile environment, but we can do anything for a short period of time, is what Spirit's saying. So find a version of that you can do remotely, that we don't have as much interaction with the childishness that is that environment that you've experienced, so that you can generate a steady income. And Spirit says it's there for you, a steady income, just something to keep you going while you build your thrift store online presence or connection with people, and then generate more income. And then we apply for a grant or a business loan to open up our convenience store. All these things are there for you, but we just need to take the pressure off, because you're feeling very stuck and stagnant. And part of that is this inability to move because you don't feel like you can stand on your own 2 feet and rely on yourself. If you can cross the bridge and get to the other side, you can. But it's like, how do I cross the bridge? And you don't know how to get to the other side. So we need to give ourselves something that makes us feel like we have more control over our life, more power. We're not asking you to go back in time and sign up for another 5 years in a corporate arena. I understand that you don't have the tolerance. But sometimes we have to kind of dig down deep and do something that maybe doesn't feel as free-flowing as we'd like it to, so that we can get some momentum, and the universe will pull you right out when it's the perfect time. Open yourself up to a possibility. If you
so
do
in
it
the
for
meantime, with my finances, I mean,
your finances.
like I said, I mean, yeah, I have literally, when I say nothing, Sarah, I have nothing. In my bills, every morning I wake up, I am behind on every single bill that bears my name. Car payment, mortgage, everything.
Exactly.
And like I said, family support, not there. And I just,
understood.
At this point, I just don't know, where to turn, what to do.
Well, I'm going to tell you that the universe can always reverse this difficult place for you by opening up a door of a possibility that you wouldn't even fathom, like buying, and I know we don't have money, but getting a scratch off or playing a number, something. I'm not talking Powerball, because even though I know someone has to win, those odds are not in your favor. So we want to open the door of an infinite possibility that has something having to do with the divine, right? And then go online or talk to your community. There are programs that help people catch up on their mortgages, help them. So what is available to you? Something will come of it. You have to look for it, right? God says, knock and I shall answer, seek and ye shall find. So just trust that the universe is going to offer you support. And this is why Spirit is kind of guiding you, saying, hey, the only way you can kind of turn this ship around is by physically doing something that's going to help you financially in this moment. Even if it's just to have a few dollars to kind of keep everything at bay while you're getting yourself back on track. Otherwise, you're going to be faced with next year in 2025, a closure, an ending, like a death and rebirth, and you might be letting go of a lot of things, and I don't think that's quite where you want to be a year from now.
No.
Right?
No.
So we don't want to be in a place of fear. The sense of not having money, and you know, you speak to for a lot of people. Your question is so right on, because many people are exactly where you are. So when we wake up and we have fear and we're like, I don't know what to do. How am I going to handle this? Help me, God, right? But we also have to do something to help ourselves in ways that we haven't tried yet, so that when we least expect it, God can intervene on our behalf so that we can kind of get a better journey and be on better track. All right? I do hope that I've been of some help to you, Alberta. We're going to ask the angels of abundance, the angels of guidance, and the divine presence of God to intervene on your behalf. And we are going to trust that something can happen on your favor. And every time you feel concerned or worried, you just say, I surrender this, knowing that an inspiring idea or an action will happen on my behalf, and something great is going to happen for me, because the universe is always for me. We appreciate your call, Alberta. The angels will be with you. I know a lot of us listening are rooting for you. Many of us have been in your exact shoes. So we send you all the blessings at this time. Bye for now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247 from Detroit. We've got to go to New York. And I've got Erica on the line. Erica, how are you tonight? Good to connect with you, Erica.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Erica. Sounds like it's a little fuzzy there. Can you maybe get in a better communication for us, please, in order for me to answer you correctly here? Erica,
Sure.
I believe we've talked before. Is that correct?
Hello?
Yes, Erica. Have we spoken before? Yes, correct? And
Yes, we have a while back.
a while back. So this 2024 represents the winds of change for you. What is it that you want to address in your life and shift before your next birthday? That's what your angels and guides are saying. They're saying it's time to shift. It's time to change. This is your time. And this is your moment to really give yourself the power to draw the boundaries and say, this is not working for me, or this works for me, and this is what I want to stay with and keep, and this is what I want to let go. Because the universe is going to bring about powerful changes for you, and these shifts are meant to put you in a higher realm, a higher place, so that by the time your birthday pops along, you're going to have a better flow for yourself. What's your question?
I've been waiting for a while. I guess I'm just not sure. I have been getting a lot of clarity. I'm just not totally sure, like, what my next steps should be, like what they are. Because I kind of have like some ideas, you know. I really want to pursue belly dancing, which is what I've always loved, and
Right.
I
And I
had
think we
done
talked
many
about
years
that.
ago.
Yeah, we talked about doing that before, right? And I see movement.
Yeah, and
I see a move. Is there a move that you want to make, honey?
yes,
Good.
I'm, again, just not totally sure where. I mean, at this moment, I'm not like economically or career-wise
Correct.
stable, which is why I'm like
Feeling stuck.
not sure what my next steps are.
But ask the
Yeah.
universe to give you a clue. When we're in the wobble of uncertainty, know that the universe is going to open the door at the precise, perfect time. And we have to be in this holding pattern until we're able to connect to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still in your holding pattern. Between now and your birthday is when things unfold to create the change for you.
Okay.
So patience is going to be key
so-
here for you. Still, again, yes, I
Okay.
know, but
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if there's something I should be doing because I do feel stuck and challenged.
do what
You
makes
know,
you feel passionate. Where you feel a challenge,
Yeah.
step back. If we love dance, if we love belly dance, then spend as much time in that energy as possible. That's a divine universal flow. It is the movement and the energy. So be in that movement. That movement will perpetuate additional movements in your life that will bring those changes that you want.
Yeah, I have a challenge. Like my pelvis is misaligned, so I'm not able to like really do certain moves the way I'd like to. It's something I've had for a while, and I've had like some spiritual clearing, and I've tried different things like to get better aligned. So I have like this fear of not being able to physically execute. I also have had like a really messed up, I guess like my reputation had gotten messed up because I went through a lot of trauma, and a lot of people like in the community know things about me, so I'm
Understood.
like insecure
Understood.
about that.
But you're holding on to
Yeah.
energies and stories that are other people's perceptions that do not define you any longer because you've passed through those things. And that may be why Spirit is saying when you're ready economically for us to help create a move for you would be ideal, because we want to kind of have a new fresh feel for you. This new
Fresh
energy.
start. Yeah.
All right. And remember, just because others have an opinion doesn't mean that you're not going to gravitate to the new people who are meant to be in your life. There's that saying, build it and they shall come, right? So the universe is going to support you. Unfortunately, you're in this little spot where we're asking the universe to help us. We're looking for guidance, and it's all there, but we're not seeing evidence of it. And it's kind of feeding your fear. It's feeding your lack of confidence. It's feeding your insecurities. And every time that comes, you say to yourself, this feeling of insecurity, lack of confidence, this uncertainty, this shame, this guilt, they don't define me. Those emotions are not of the divine. Those emotions are limitations and bondage of the past that I choose to release, and I cut those cords that bind me in that moment.
Yeah.
It's going to change for you. You have to be patient. Erica, for this minute, we are complete.
Okay.
I trust that we've been of some service to you today. Know that this change will come for you, and the journey between now and your birthday next year opens up new possibilities. So visualize, dream,
That's awesome.
create in your being,
Yeah.
and don't hold on to the limitations. Let
Okay.
them go, and you can do anything that you desire. And you can be a way shower, a light bearer, an example for others who have been through tough times, and then they can relate because they can follow you in the path of pulling yourself out of it. I trust I've been of service. Thank you so
Yes.
much for your call. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. 866-972-7247. My goodness, the skies are opening up here in South Florida. Not feeling so sunny down here in Boca. And the thunder and lightnings are happening and the winds are blowing. So we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. If you're out and about in the car, be aware, be careful, call in the angels, pay attention, and stay with us, everyone. Don't go away. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we will be right back.
And we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free. 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way for everyone.
96.9 and 95.3 and 95.9 and 106.9 and 103.1 HD3 and 104.3. We are just talking to everyone here in South Florida, so we greatly appreciate you. And if you're listening on our iHeart app, or you're following us on Facebook or YouTube or on any other social media platform, and you're listening, we welcome your phone calls. We're here to answer all your questions. That Spirit will guide us with all these answers. So we're going to go back to our phone lines, and those of you on Facebook and YouTube, put your questions in the feed. We will be getting to you before the 8 o'clock hour, so let's get some action going there. I've got to go to Diana, and Diana is in West Palm Beach. Diana, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. Is it raining where you are?
It looks like it's about to.
Well,
but,
it's coming your way,
it is
honey.
what it is.
Yeah, it's heading your way. It's heading up north from wherever we are. We can tell because the rain is just, we can't even see outside the studio, so that's kind of interesting. So, Diana, what is your burning question for us tonight? How can we best assist you?
I guess the theme of the hour, of course, is livelihood and economy and general happiness. So basically, I think I've spoken about this before. I come so close to a job, let's say, and for the record, and that's been very helpful because that's just how I have to be right now. But of course, then I get my hopes up because I go to these interviews because, of course, I want to increase my income because I don't feel that I make enough, let's say. Correct. And I almost get there and then it doesn't work out. And sometimes I find out why. And then I have to, on the one hand, I am grateful that I wasn't chosen because if somebody else is chosen because they're going to take lesser pay or something like that, then I guess that's just the way things go.
Right, or they're an internal candidate, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then, but of course, I did interview to 2 other different places just recently, so there's my little hope of glimmer. I just want to make sure, I realize that downsizing and moving is the right decision in spite of how much I love where I presently live. But I have to do it. It's not just for me, it's also for my child because he still lives with me.
Right, so but I do see new work. I do feel that the universe is making sure that you line up with exactly the right job. Otherwise, why do we need to change for just a few dollars more and then a whole new set of headaches when we already know what we already have? All right? So there is change that's coming for you, and the change that comes for you is all about you finding your personal fulfillment and being in the energy of connection. Connection with your heart, your balance, your rhythm, so that you can impart light and wisdom on other people in your journey and going about day to day in your life. There's a spiritual component from this transformation that you're in, and this spiritual component is all about trusting the universe. And I know you're in gratitude, and I know you have trust. Just trust a little bit more. Often the universe asks us to kind of show up and show the universe what we're willing to do. So you're already showing the universe that you're in a comfortable spot that you love, but you're willing to make a change to assist yourself to make a difference, right? That was really what they were indicating to Alberta, our caller before, when we were saying, okay, we know you were in the corporate world and we know that you were a little dissatisfied, but be willing to put your toe back in the water for just a bit so you can kind of right yourself. So you're ahead of the curve. You're making sure that you don't get caught off guard, and the universe is going to support that action. And when I take you into the energy of 2025, I see you firmly planted in a new sense of adventure, a new sense of connection with people, and a whole new rhythm of life. So things are going to come together for you.
Well, thanks heavens for that. I hope, though, that my son can adjust well, too, because he's special needs.
Right.
And I'm taking him away from his favorite thing, which is his own personal pool. And now we're not going to have that, you know? So, of course, that's sad and, you know, all types of different feelings. And it is what it is, because that's just the way the economy is. I can't keep what I have right now because of my economy, and I'm falling into deeper debt just because I can't keep doing that just because my son loves his pool. So
correct. And he will adapt.
I'm just
He'll
hopeful
find
that
joy.
he can adjust.
He will. What is his birthday, please? What is his birthday?
His birthday is after mine. It is 6/24/2007.
Wow. Well, I can tell you that his birthday in a different form came up in the pick 3. That I can tell you. So you are calling on the right day, letting me know that everything's going to be okay, because these 3 numbers came up in the Cash 3 in the Florida lottery today. Now, had we talked yesterday and we knew that and we could have had you play, you would have won an extra $500. But it's not about that. It's about numbers give me patterns of connection that let me know that I'm on track, or who I'm speaking to is on track. So he is going to adapt and adjust well. And this year represents his personal power and really kind of stepping into who he is and really learning to kind of love himself and love new environments. So he will be up to the adventure and the task. Even though initially it may feel a little uncomfortable for him, he will be able to do that. All right. I trust I've been of service to you, Diana, please. Are you with me? All right. Well, somehow I think we lost Diana, but I trust I was of service to her and that she heard the final part of the message for us. And we're going to take a look and see who's on our friends on Facebook and YouTube in just a minute. So please put your questions in the feed. We're going to get to you in just a minute. But for this moment, I've got to go to Maryland, and I've got Rachel on the line. Rachel, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. Thank you so much, Rachel. And is this your first time calling?
Yes.
How did you hear about the show and all the way in Maryland?
Through Facebook.
Well, I appreciate Facebook.
Yeah.
Did I just pop up in your feed and you're like, "Ooh, I think I want to talk to Sarah Spiritual"?
No, my sister-in-law had a reading with you, and I actually had a reading with you previously.
Oh.
So I was just trying to reconnect.
Beautiful, beautiful. Did you have a reading when you were here in Florida, or we were on the phone?
On the phone.
Perfect. All right, my dear Rachel, let's see what we've got going on for you. So, oh my goodness, you are really working on your own self-awareness and self-care and self-love. This is a really important time for you and your energy of, who you are and who you've come to be, and making choices that are going to help facilitate movement in work and careers. That's something that you're currently working on, Rachel.
Yeah, that was the question that I had was, I'm not sure if I'm really doing the right thing right now, like the right job, and I'm also watching my son part-time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I had to leave my career because I had a really hard pregnancy.
Yeah. So let me just interject. Let me just interject to you. Where you are now is the right place for the moment, but in the next few months, this will serve as a stepping stone to something else. And you will be able to get yourself back in a different rhythm and movement so that you can have a better sounding career, something feels stronger, more solid financially, so that you can have a better balance financially and as well as still be a mom and maintain that connection with your son and know that your son is cared for. This is a year of you really stepping into this energy of love as well, this love energy that's about yourself and the people around you. Do you have a question about love for me as well in this? Because everything seems to be very intertwined in your energy today.
I'm not sure. It was mostly around like the career and like my my purpose.
Mm-hmm. This job you're in is a stepping stone, as we said earlier. We are going to know that this year, that by the close of this year, you're going to have opportunities in a different area or arena. I do not see you doing what you're doing that you're doing at your current job. I see a different task, a different work, and something that feels more rewarding for you. I don't know that we're feeling successful and rewarded in this part-time job that we have. Is that true?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. There is change coming for you. If you were to choose to do anything, Rachel, and it wasn't about money, just this is what my heart would like to do, what would that be?
Something with like helping people.
Okay. And what is it that you're doing now?
I'm a cake decorator.
Okay. Which sounds fun. But I do see
it is fun.
I do see you doing something else besides that. All right? It's a stepping stone to get you to where you're going to go. And the window of opportunity and an idea of where you'll be is going to present itself coming into the end of this year, and you'll be able to make that selection to try something different and new. And it'll be most rewarding for you. Be open to that change, Rachel. Be open to the change. What is your son's birthday, please?
7/11/23.
So your son's a strong little boy. Very powerful energy with him. He's also very aware of everything that's going on with you. He's sensitive to your energy and your needs. Be aware of that, all right? And this is going to be a great time for him. He just turned 1 not too long ago, yes? That must have been exciting. Yeah. Trust the future is going to hold promising energy for you. And don't worry that you're going to be alone, handling everything by yourself, all right? There is change. There is change coming for you financially so that it's not so difficult for you. All right. I trust I've been of service to you today, Rachel. Your angels and your guides are supporting you. You are not alone. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for remembering us. We look forward to talking to you again. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to visit our friends on Facebook, and then we're going to continue to answer our phone lines. If you haven't joined the conversation, then pop on in at 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're answering your questions. And as promised, we're going to our friends on Facebook. We've got some questions popping up in the Facebook feed, and we'd love to hear from our friends on YouTube as well. But at this minute, let's go to Facebook. Let's see what's going on. I believe we've got a few questions that really need to be answered. So let's take a look and see who we've got here. Are we with our Facebook feed here? There we go. So we have John Hayes, and John Hayes is talking about the fact that last year he lost his cat Fluffy, and he's wondering if, now that he's spent time grieving, if it is the right time for him to get another cat. And he's been kind of looking at some of the shelters and kind of drawing himself near other animals to kind of see where there's a connection. John, this time for you is actually the perfect time for you to connect with an animal, another cat, and the best time in this window of time is in the month of September and October for you to take on another pet. And although I know we can never replace Fluffy, there is a special cat that is waiting for you, and you'll know based on the connection you have with the cat when you meet them. You'll see it in their eyes, and you'll also feel it in how they react to you when you are meeting them. So trust that the universe has a plan for you. It is not too soon, and we know that you will give much love to the new pet that you take on. Thank you so much for your question, John. We greatly appreciate it. And let's go to our phone. Let's go back to Facebook. I want to get another question from Facebook before I go back to my phone lines. So let's see. We have Angela Hutton. And Angela says, can Spirit shed some light on what career path I should be considering going down, and if now is even the right time? Angela, now is actually not the right time to make a shift. This year for you, when I look at where you are, this year is really representing change for you and transformation in career, but this year of 2024 is not the time to make the change. We want to consider creating a new shift and change for ourselves as we step into the month of January and February of 2025. I'm feeling like you're boxed in your current career. I'm feeling like you're not able to be appreciated and recognized. And there's a sense, Angela, of stagnation. I know that you have given it your all, but now there's something that should be more creative, more communicative and connection to people in a way, I'm trying to see what Spirit's showing me, in a way that gives you a sense of purpose, not just a J-O-B. We are looking for something that is going to bring us energy of connection and reward. So thank you, Angela, for your Facebook question. It is a year of powerful change for career, just not yet. We have to pass through 2024. It's only 4 more months, and then we need to make the choice. Perhaps there's a certification, something that we need to do to learn and grow so that we can move ourselves forward in the 2025 time. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to go to Miramar. I have Zeta on the line. Zeta, how are you?
Hello, how are you? I'm good.
Good. You're good, but there's a lot going on, Miss Zeta. Is that true?
Yes,
Yes, it is like a roller coaster around you, and I get the sense that you're feeling a little bit put out and overwhelmed in some ways, and they're giving me this push that you have to make some changes. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, and you're not giving yourself enough credit. This is meant to be a powerful year for you, a powerful birthday, and you're not where you want to be at this juncture in your life. Does that make sense to you?
I agree. Yes. I'm very overwhelmed. It's a lot
You're
of,
very overwhelmed.
And I feel unappreciative by my significant other. Like, I feel like he doesn't really, really take me, is appreciative of me. I think he's like taking advantage.
Well,
I feel that way.
When I look at the energy around you, I just feel like you are not holding the boundaries and communicating effectively what it is that you want, right? He's not a mind reader, so he doesn't have the ability to decipher what it is you need. His form of communication, his way of self-expression of love, his love language is different than yours. so he's not meeting those needs. So we need to express what our needs are so that we can be seen and heard. And then once we do that, if he's unable to meet that, then only you can decide if he's the guy for you, right? What is his birthday, please?
Right.
What is his birthday?
It's actually coming up September 2nd. And like last time I called, you did mention like, you know, he's one of those people who like, you know, he like wants to put on a show for people type of thing. So it's like, after seeing that, I feel like he's not really genuine. So I don't really think he's like giving me his all. Like, I don't know.
Well, he can be a little self-centered, right? So that is a little off-putting for you. But this question that you have for me speaks directly to what I talked about in the opening of the show. You know deep in your heart that he's not giving you what you want and that you need to make a change. So if you need to make a change, then you choose when and how you're going to make a change. You cannot have everything in your life feeling stuck and stagnant. You're stuck and stagnant at work. You're not getting what you want from your relationship. So you need to choose to change things. My guides are telling me to tell you work on your work and the work-life balance. Get that settled for yourself. And then communicate to your partner what it is you want. And then when he is able to do it or not do it, you'll have your decision made for you, and you'll be able to choose with more confidence. You're lacking confidence as to what your next steps are meant to be for yourself. And you have the answers inside of you. You know in your heart what is the right choice for you. I want you to trust that the universe has your back in this. They're getting ready to move me off into commercial for the 8 o'clock hour, but I trust I've given you some insight. And know that if you choose to open up to change and let go of things that don't work for you and open up the new doors of possibilities, 2025 promises to be a very exciting year. Thank you so much for your call. So much. We greatly appreciate you. Bye for now. And everyone, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a minute or two or three to hear from our sponsors and whatever commercials they've got lined up. And then when we come back, we're going to come back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, and we're going to open up some new phone lines, so I sure want to hear from you in our 8 o'clock hour. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have The world is changing.
Yes, indeed, the world, it's changing now, and it's asking you to dig down deep and make the changes necessary for yourself to make the life that you desire. Tonight, we're answering your questions. You ask, Spirit's got answers all across the nation at 866-972-7247. Before we went to commercial, we opened up some phone lines. So this is your time to get in on those phone lines. And we're going to go back to the phone lines and begin answering some of the questions that we have on hold. I'd love to have you join the conversation. I've got to go to Susan, and Susan is in Jupiter. Susan, how are you tonight?
I am doing well, Sarah. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, Susan. Is this your first time calling?
It is. And thank you for such a lovely show. It's
You're
really
welcome.
Lovely.
Thank you so much for joining us. And how did you come to find us? My goodness.
I've been listening to you after my AA meetings and the radio in the car.
Oh, wonderful.
And,
I love that.
It's just a wonderful way to end the day.
Thank you. I always love, all right, now my other listeners are going to be like jelly wellies, but I love when people are cruising down the highway and they're like, oh, what's going on? I just really feel that when we're called to listen on the radio, since this show was initially born on the radio before we were even broadcasting on social media, I always feel like it's God kind of connecting our souls together. Like I just feel like there's a reason why you're on the station at that time, and it's just a meant to be kind of moment, right? And when I look at the energy around you, Susan, and I take a look and I see here that this year is really meant to be for you a time of your whole self, the whole entire part of you blossoming in many ways so that you come to the realization of all the things in life that were meant to be, positive and negative, and you release the past and you open up into this new energy of truly appreciating who you are. The versatility, the creativity, the communication skills, the releasing of the past so that you can embrace what you've come to do and bring into the world. And you are a messenger. You are someone who is meant to infuse wisdom and guidance to others in your own way. I know you're not on radio, but there's an opportunity for you to really kind of delve into self and really embrace all that's beautiful about you. And that is what Spirit is inviting you to really embrace, all the creativity, all the beauty that is you from this birthday that you just had, moving through 2024 into 2025. It's really a time for Susan to be running around going, mwah, I love me. I love me, every part of me. And that everything that happens in your life has happened for a reason to get you to the exact moment that you're meant to be in. And it is a time of great awakening for you spiritually. Susan, what is your question for me tonight?
So as I mentioned, I'm in AA, and I've had a job, and I've been working, and I got sick. And so when I got sick, I missed some training at work, and they had to let me go. They'll give me an opportunity to come back in October.
Perfect.
But in the meantime, I have to have surgery, out of work, out of income, and where I'm living right now is an eviction's going to happen for me. And I'm asking the spirits to tell me, should I just go back to drinking and go back to rehab so I can go back into a sober living, or should I just ride this out?
Remember we said it's the year to love everything that is about you? Nowhere did Spirit say we go back. It's a great question, right? The past is better to know the devil we know than what we don't know, right? The fear of the unknown. But in the past, you weren't able to be your most truest, powerful self. You were your wounded self. You were the self that holds guilt and shame and pain that we are drowning in the choice of a drink, right? And it's a choice, and I understand that you have the power to choose differently, right? With the work, right? Because we know it has it has a lore. And I've come to understand, and I don't know if they teach you this in AA, but I'll give you the spiritual perspective. Back in the days, they used to call making alcohol distilling spirits. So in that bottle is a spirit. There's an energy, and that energy is meant to lower your vibration. And this is the time where negativity tests us, and it says you can go back or you can go forward. Now, I hear the real question. The real question is, well, gosh darn it, where am I going to end up, right? I may not have a roof over my head. I don't know where I'm going to go. But we have to trust that journey, right? We can't take a step back when we've truly stepped into our power, and that we are truly, as Spirit said, meant to love ourselves. And loving self is also trusting that the God in you has the power to overcome anything and transform any situation. So the goal here is there a place you could, I know you might say no, but hear what I'm saying. The goal here is for you to ask the universe for a place to stay for a couple of months, someone to open up their home, something to happen. We see an ad somewhere where someone's looking for a roommate. We can work out an arrangement. Like we look at what looks factual to us and we say, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know what would make that go so easily. Because ideally, we know the past, and the past was difficult, but we knew those difficulties. So in an ideal world, that seems familiar because it's just heavy, but we can navigate it. But that isn't your new identity. That's the old ideal world. This world is filled with joy and adventure, but it's challenging you. It's challenging you to rise above and choose something that requires you to surrender and trust. Trust that something miraculously will happen for you. And you never know. You may be able to buy yourself time. I don't care what a piece of paper says. I don't care what the landlord says. There's always a way. And you ask the universe to help you find that way. Go to court, stamp your feet. Tell the judge.
I will.
Do something. Stand up for yourself. And I have the utmost respect for people who rent, but having sat across from people who rent to others, they're all having trouble, with people paying and things. There's a lot of that. And they also have shared with me, it's not that easy to get rid of people. So don't make it easy for them.
Okay.
No offense to the people who rent, but in this case, you're in this situation. You're the one calling. They're not calling. They've sat across from me. I've given them their counsel. You're the one sitting with me now. And stand up for what you can do and ask the universe to open up the doors of possibility.
I will.
They can help you. You have to be officially off the wagon in order for a sober house to be of assistance to you. Are you sure?
Yes, I did. I did the research. You have to be actively drinking to get into a rehab, to get into sober living. It's this route that you have to take. So yes, but I'm hearing you, and I have been asking, and I have been praying, and I've done the physical work, going out physically and going to different organizations, and I will continue to do that instead of going back.
Have we been sober or working on being sober for the past 2 years?
Yes, 2.5 years. Yeah. I almost have 3.
Yeah, that's what they're giving me, the number 2. So yeah, we don't want to take a step back. That sounds like it sucks. No.
Yes.
No. Because look how far you've come.
Okay.
And there's got to be a way. And that also kind of tells me that maybe the system's a little broken, right? There's got to be a a midway point too, right? So maybe that's why they say you're meant to make a difference for other people. Maybe through this experience, you can come up with an idea that helps people who are exactly where you are, and maybe be inspirational and a force to help create it. You know, God puts us in the most uncomfortable spots for a reason.
I know He does. I know He does. And
So
I trust Him.
Trust. Now, I have to go back. When you were growing up, age 7 and 8, challenging time for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
You still have some healing to do in that little girl. That little girl is still holding on to the critical self, the not feeling good enough and worthy. So
no, I'm not.
Talk to that little girl. Let her know that she's worthy and that she deserves a happy life and that she's powerful and there are no obstacles that can bring her down. And other people's opinions and actions don't define you. You define yourself. I thank you so much for this phone call. I know that your question speaks to many.
Oh, thank you.
My pleasure. All right, we'll ask the
Thank you,
angels
Sarah.
to see you through. And
Be well.
Don't leave us hanging now, Susan. Let us know what's going on and keep us in the loop. All
I
right?
will.
All right. Bye for
I
now.
will.
Bye.
Have a
866-972-7247. I've got to go to Naples. I've got Angie on the line. Angie, how are you?
Hey, Sarah. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Angie. Good to make this reconnection with you. What is the burning question for us here? How can we give you insight?
Basically, I just want to know which one of my loved ones are around me and just to see what you got for me because it's been a crazy, fun journey lately.
Let's talk about the physical fun journey first, please. If you will, ask some questions. We'll see if they come through for you. You know, it's not always quite that easy that we just pop in and just grab them and bring them down. So seems to be a very earthbound show here tonight thus far. So, Angie, what are your questions for me?
I mean, I've been meeting a lot of people lately. I met one in particular person a couple weeks ago. Kind of wanted to see if you feel anything with that person.
Okay.
A lot of synchronicities happening. I was able to jump on a race boat this past weekend last minute. So all
Good.
my manifestations are coming to
They're coming.
together.
Let's take a look at the birthday of the person that you met.
Birthday. That's a good question.
And then as we're
I have
talking,
to-
I just want to let you know as you're looking for that, a man stepped forward. He steps in a position, though. He's standing as a position of an uncle. You have an uncle who passed, please?
Yep, there's a couple of them over there.
Okay. Connected to your brother, connected to your father, closest to your father. Does that make sense to you, please?
Yeah, he's got two brothers over there.
Okay. One of them is closer to him in age because he's standing closer to him. That is the brother that is stepping forward. It makes me feel like there's a jovial personality associated with him. That's the energy that he's transmitting and projecting, letting me know that he's with you. He is with you. He is with your father, standing with your father as well. What is that? And he's talking about moving. Are you wanting to move, Angie?
I'm between places to live right now. I'm doing the house hopping that we had talked about, and it's actually kind of fun.
Good. So we are moving, but we're continuously moving until we land in the right spot. Got it. Yes, because he's aware of your movement, okay? You're moving.
Yes.
Did you find the birthday of the person that you were looking to connect with?
I'm still looking. I know it's October, and I'm not sure the date, though.
Okay. So what is the question exactly? Is this person a good fit? What's the question?
I mean, I know he's a good person. I know he's a good soul, but I kind of think it might be like a temporary kind of thing. Not sure. He's going through a lot of stuff. He was married for a very
this is
long
what
time.
I hear from Spirit, all right? So forgive me for interjecting, but Spirit's saying he may not be enough for you, if that makes sense to you. He may not be enough emotionally, spiritually, financially. He may not be enough for you. I feel like there's more of a person who is in a sense of their life is a little more together. They're a little bit more personable, externally, social. I feel like he's lacking in those qualities in the big picture. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So is he temporary? Well, as you said, he's a good soul. But I will tell you, he has the kind of way about him that my guys are saying grows on you. So give him a chance and see perhaps what's not enough for you. Hear what I'm about to say. Spirit's being a little strong with this. Perhaps what's not enough for you is more a conditioned belief as to how you think things are supposed to be. But maybe somebody who is grounded and soulful, even though they've got their things to work out in their personal life, perhaps someone like that could give you a little bit more of a safe emotional environment than what you've had before, Angie.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, so far he's already done a lot more for me than any of my past relationships, and I just met him. So,
but we're comparing him to others that he's not enough. He doesn't match, right? But maybe the idea of a partner, the past idea, has really proven to not be the right idea. So we need to give someone a chance, right? So that's why they say, he may not be enough for you, but you need to question what is driving you to measure and compare and judge what is enough for you. It may be an old paradigm, an old way of being that we need to shift, we need to change, we need to release and let go. I do know that this year, coming into your birthday, is meant to shake you up and give you changes to create choice for you. And there are many choices that come for you. And then when I move you into, I can't believe I've had to say this date so many times tonight, 2025, because it'll be here soon. That's when there's a better sense of new beginning and a fresh start and feeling this energy of being settled. It's time for you to be settled. So open up your heart and lead with your heart. You've been chasing people who have not been emotionally available. They have not communicated in the way that you are comfortable. And they've been, the word Spirit is giving me, is elusive. So we don't want to have people who are elusive. We don't know where we stand with them. We don't know what they bring to the table. We have to question their authenticity and their integrity. So this person that we speak of, that has stepped up to the plate, he does have things that he needs to get in order, and the next 6 months, he's really got to sort it out. But when I move him into the month of February and March of next year, things are in a much better flow for him personally, and then I feel like you'll be able to see an even better side of him. So you'll give him a chance. We'll see if there's a connection for you. You have to feel it, but make sure you're feeling not from a conditioned memory of what you think things are supposed to be. Drop down and see what aligns with your heart. All right?
Yeah, I mean, so far he's been a really good communicator, which is not, you don't get that these days, so.
Yeah. Well, trust the experience, Angie. I know that it'll take you on a new journey, and you're ready for a new journey. Know that your father's brother, one of them, is standing close to you, and he's kind of helping you through all these changes and moves, because he's talking about move and movement for you. All right, Angie, I thank you so much for your call. I greatly appreciate the connection, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Bye for now.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247, We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to take a call in North Carolina, and I sure would love to hear from you, so pick up the phone. We look forward to speaking. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Yes, indeed. Everything comes when the stars align. And we're welcoming you back here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We've got some great things coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. So be sure to visit our website, expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. We've got Calvin Cates coming back to the center for the Crystal Healing Bed. And he'll be there, should be September 7th and 8th, the second weekend, well, the first full weekend in September. So that's where we have the crystal healing, and that will be available to align your chakras and heal your energy, energetically, spiritually, physically. So it is a powerful experience. So visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and there you can learn more about Calvin's visit at the center. I'm currently teaching our spiritual development class, and I've got to thank everyone who's been coming to the class. We're having a fabulous time at our spiritual development connection program. It's helping us develop our psychic gifts. We went through a lot of information, and we're really going to dig down and get hands-on in these next couple of weeks. And then as we move forward, we're going to be doing a lot of how-to classes. So be sure to visit sarahspiritual.com, and there you learn so much about the classes we'll be putting up. In just a week or so, we're going to be launching our fall class program. And then next week, when Calvin's in town at our center, we're also going to be having a sale at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. So if you're not on our mailing list, visit sarahspiritual.com and register for our mailing list so that you can be aware of all the sales and all the radio shows and everything we've got going. If you'd love crystals and herbs and books and oils and jewelry, anything that you would love to support your spiritual practices, singing bowls, candles, we have it. And we would love to have you come visit us at the Expedito Enlightenment Center and share in our wonderful sale that's coming up the first weekend of September. So we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and then I will be pulling some questions from our friends on Facebook as well. But for this minute, I'm going to North Carolina, and we have Sin on the line. Sin, how are you?
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I've always enjoyed my private sessions with you, and I feel that I just need some guidance with some disruption in my body that I can't seem to tune in and get answers about why I'm feeling discomfort for so long, and the procedures and things that I've had to try to diagnose things aren't helping solve anything either. So I know the answers are within me, and
they're
I
tied.
hate being frustrated, but I just can't seem to find the peace of mind to hear what my body's saying.
So the first thing
lead a
that
more
is
peaceful
coming,
life.
first thing that is coming is it's tied to emotions of the
100%.
past.
Yep.
Guilt,
Okay.
shame, disappointment. These are the words that they're giving me. Chakras that are blocked. We have our root chakra, our solar plex, our heart chakra, our throat chakra. Well, that's sounding like a hot mess there, honey. The flow of energy is blocked, and I feel like you feel lethargic, like your legs don't even feel like they can support you. And I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose, but I also feel that there's something parasitic or viral that's going on in the physical body that's throwing off the entire environment in your body. Does that make any sense to you?
I've thought that it was parasitic, and they have recently said it's not, but it has been in the recent past.
Okay. I still believe that there is a parasite in there.
Okay.
Are we going
can I
Are we going to someone
honor it and
holistic? Who are we going to?
How can I move on?
We going to a regular doctor? Traditional medicine?
I have, yes.
Okay. Who is
Yep.
treating you now, though?
Who is what?
What type of doctor is treating you now? Traditional medicine, holistic medicine?
Currently, traditional medicine. I've been through the I've been through the gamut, though.
There's a parasite there.
Any idea with how to invite it to leave?
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Do I
we're gonna
need to have Western medicine, or can I do it without Western medicine?
I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose, so I can't guide you away from traditional medicine. However, I do believe that there is an answer for you from more of a functional, holistic medicine. There's a doctor. His name is, he's out of Miami, but he does remote work via Zoom. He sends you for a particular series of blood work. His name is Dr. Michael Foreman. He has a book, The Root Cause Connection.
Okay.
When you were 9 years of age, Sin, do you know that if you were ill at that time, was there a lot going on? Did we have a virus? Were we sick for a period of time at age 9, please?
Not that I remember.
Were we bit by a tick?
Not that I know of.
Have we been tested for that?
For Lyme's disease?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay. Have we been tested for Epstein-Barr?
No.
Okay. See, we have viruses that continually rear their ugly head, and then all of us have parasites. And some are a little more problematic than others, right? So you have one that seems to be leeching on. What are you experiencing in your physical body? If you could just share that with me, please. Because they're showing me the lethargy, they're showing me the stiffness, the not feeling well, the digestive issues, but what else are you experiencing?
It's, lower than the belly button, digestive, not great stool, gurgling, lots of gas. It even keeps me up at night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a parasite.
I haven't slept well in like 4 years.
Yeah, that's a parasite. And energy is a parasitic energy as well, right? So there are spirits and energies that attach themselves, but this really seems more physical than spiritual. I know that spiritual energy that is low vibrational attaches to our weakest spot in our body, but there's definitely something off in the region of your digestive tract. But it's causing an imbalance in the entire body. Like your mind isn't even clear. You don't even, your moods aren't even clear. I mean, good Lord, you're not even sleeping, right? So how could we have a good experience here? But I would definitely do some research on Dr. Michael Foreman. I would look, he has a Facebook group, so you can go onto the Facebook page. A lot of my spiritual holistic friends are connected to him. They have helped them with their mind, body, spirit. And so he will have some solutions for you. He could be a good route, a good resource, or ideally the answer, right? And I have personally have not gone to him, so I can't tell you what the experience is like. I just know what I've heard from other people. But I do not advise you to do your own parasitic cleanse because you don't really know what you're doing. You really need to do it under the supervision of someone else, and that will help clear that, right? And then once we get the gut bacteria in a way that it needs to be, again, I'm not giving you medical advice, but I feel like you'll be in a much better place and you'll be able to function again, because I feel like you just feel like you're running around life and you're in a coma practically. Yes?
It is survival mode as a single mom, yes.
Yeah, you're like the walking little zombie, just going through life and just pushing through and not feeling well all the time. But I can tell you this, based on where you are in your journey, this year is actually supposed to help you financially coming into 2025. And we are on the road to health, and I'm going to give you a timeline, and don't go, oh my God. Just hear what I'm going to say. 2025, 2026, 2027. We will have passed through all of this in its completion by 2027. So we have the next 2 years of healing. That does not mean you're going to be suffering for the next 2 years. Do not read into it that way. Just know that it is a process for you, and I know it's been a process, but we will almost look back by 2027 and be like, I can't even imagine that even happened to me. How did I exist for all those years like that? It'll be that refreshing and that good for you. We are closing out the energy that takes me back to difficulties in 2018 and difficulties in 2009. Those timelines make any sense to you, right? So 2009, whatever the shift was and the difficulties that you were going through personally, we're pulling out of that. We're also closing a chapter from 2017 into 2018. Was there a personal conflict going on around you at that time, please?
Honestly, I don't think of my life in those terms, so I don't hold those dates in my head.
Got it.
But I'm wondering if the issues are attached somehow to my relationship with my mother.
Okay.
It feels strongly that they are, but I would really like to try to have some impact with resolving them myself, separate from her.
Right, and that goes back to that guilt, that shame, that hurt, the pain, the emotions that I talked about, right? So one of the works that I do is called Soul Integration. We really want to talk to your little girl and let her know that she's worthy, right? So if I take you back to the age of 8, age 8, I know you don't necessarily think in terms quite like that, but if we look at the age of 8, 9, mom was critical, strong, demanding, you weren't feeling seen and heard. Does that make sense?
That's not just age 8, it's been the whole lifetime.
That's been her theme, yes?
Yes, my whole life, even currently.
Well, we don't really have to talk to her, do we?
No, I'm trying to help. I'm feeling out how much I can help her through her current illness.
Okay.
And how much I need to keep boundaries of space.
How much? So much. You have to keep your boundaries, all right? But let's take a minute.
Yeah.
And if we can, let's go back. And I want you to pull up the memory of when you were in your home, when you were about 7, 8, 9. Can you kind of see what that house was at that time?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to be perfectly still, and I want you to listen to the sound of my voice. And I want you to follow me for just a minute, right? Because we have a little time, and I want to do this with you right here, right now. So I want you to see yourself standing outside your primary residence at that time. And I want you to see yourself in front of that place of residence and tell me, what does that place look like? What color is it? What are you seeing as your adult self is standing there? What is it that you're seeing?
A brick house, brick walkway, some bushes, a wisteria vine, a big evergreen tree who's much taller than the house.
So I want you to see yourself standing in front of the front door, and we're just going to pop in there for a minute because we need to find your little girl who's holding on to these emotions of the past, and I want you to open the door, and I want you to see yourself going in the house, and as you go in the house, I want you to tell me, what room are we in? Where are we in? Are we in a foyer? Where are we?
It's smaller than a foyer. It's just you open the door and there's 2 steps up and then you're in a hallway.
Okay. And let me ask you, where do you have to go to find your bedroom? Where do we have to go to find your room?
You take a right up the back stairs and then you take a left and a right.
So see yourself taking a right up the back steps and then a left and a right, and see yourself approaching the door of your bedroom, and I want you to tell me, is your door open or is it closed?
It's open.
So I want you as your adult self to peek in, and I want you to look for little you. And I want you to look in, and I want you to tell me, what are you doing in your room? What do you see of yourself? Go ahead.
I used to raise the screen on my window and sit on my windowsill. There's this beautiful oak tree outside, and I used to just sit in the windowsill in the sunshine and watch all the activity in the oak tree.
So I want you, as you can, out loud, I want you to say your name out loud. Go ahead.
My name back then or my name now?
Your name back then.
Cynthia Cohn.
Can I come in?
Can I come in?
And see yourself taking a step in, and I want you to say out loud to her, I've come to tell you I love you.
I've come to tell you I love you.
And I'm here to keep you safe.
And I'm here to keep you safe.
No one has power over you.
No one has power over you.
I'm sorry things are so tough here.
I'm sorry things are so tough here.
Mom's doing the best she can.
I have a hard time with that phrase, but I'll say it. Mom's
ahead.
doing the best that she can.
She's not a happy camper.
She's not a happy camper.
And she's taking it out on you.
And she's taking it out on you.
But it's not your fault.
But it's not your fault.
I know you don't feel emotionally safe.
I know you don't feel emotionally safe.
You can just feel that in your being, in your gut. Go ahead, say it.
Oh, feel that in your gut. You're safe.
Yeah. You don't have to stay here.
You don't have to stay here.
I'm sorry you feel so insignificant.
I'm sorry you feel so insignificant.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
And I'm really sorry.
And I'm really sorry.
I had no idea you were trapped here.
I had no idea you were trapped here.
Alone.
Alone.
Unsupported.
Unsupported.
Not feeling good enough or worthy.
Not feeling good enough or worthy.
I have to thank you.
I have to thank you.
You made me the woman I am today.
You made me the woman I am today.
Because of you, I am strong and resilient.
Because of you, I'm strong and resilient.
Resourceful.
Resourceful.
And I'm a great mom.
And I'm a great mom.
I'm sorry things are the way they are here.
I'm sorry things are the way they are here.
But I'll take care of you.
But I'll take care of you.
I'll support you.
I'll support you.
I love you.
I love you.
You're worthy of love.
You are worthy of love and much more.
I would love if you would come with me now. We'll see the oak tree again.
Come with me.
I would love if you would come with me now. We'll see the oak tree again.
Okay. I would love if you would come with me now. We will see the oak tree again.
Can you get her to come off the windowsill?
Yeah, she's happy to go.
Take her by the hand. Lead her out of the room.
Okay.
Take her through the turns of the hallway. Take her down the steps. And as you approach the door, as you come down those last 2 steps, look at her and say, none of this is your fault.
None of this is your fault.
You don't have to hold this energy any longer.
You don't have to hold this energy any longer.
We're done here.
We're done here.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I want you to take her out of the house. Slam the door so loud it makes the whole house shake. We don't care. Slam it. And I want you to see the 2 of you walking away from the house hand in hand and invite her to come into you. And as the 2 of you walk away, you fade off into the distance. Take a nice breath.
Lovely.
I want you to talk to her. I want you to give her joy and love. And every time you have an interaction with your mom, just talk to your little girl and say, it's okay. She doesn't have power over us. We're trying to help her. I know she wasn't here for us when we needed her, but we're going to do the right thing, but we're not going to sacrifice herself. We're not going to be her emotional punching bag anymore. I've got you. And keep talking to your little girl, because inside her stomach, she feels sick, like she doesn't know what's a safe thing. And it's all churning inside of you. And then you add a physical element, such as a parasite, and it has the perfect balance of a home for it to reside and wreak havoc. I do hope I've been of some help to you, Sin, tonight. I greatly appreciate your call.
Definitely have. I appreciate all your work, Sarah. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye for now. Bye. Well, here we are as we come to the close of our show. We're so glad to have the opportunity to connect to all of you. And we look forward to talking to you next Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We welcome your questions. It's been a blast, our 738th show. We're counting up. Lord knows where we're going to go from here. We look forward to connecting with you. We thank you all for visiting us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah and tuning in. Come to the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Learn more about the work I do and the sessions, the soul integration session, our personal sessions as to what's going on in life. Check out my website, sarahspiritual.com. I would love to be of service to you and assist you on your journey personally. I appreciate you. God bless you. Good night. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
Changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to